Hi, this is Natasha from Brilliant Labs, and welcome to lesson 2 of our Community of the Future challenge. In this lesson, we'll explore the perspective and needs of all citizens in your community and how they can influence the construction of your model community. So we will really take a look through empathy. Keep in mind to always note your IDS throughout the whole project. There's also our student journal that has all these ideas and the questions in it for you to take action and keep track. First question today is, what if everyone took action? Remember in lesson 1, we did talk about different things that we can do for climate change. We asked you to look at 5 little actions that you can do on a daily basis that do really have an impact on climate change in the long term. So what would it look like if everyone took action? In this session, we really do encourage you to keep track. And always pause this video if you need more time to reflect. Rewind, pause, that's the fun thing about these videos. First thing, we'd really like you to take a look at who lives in your community. So research, look online, there's a lot of different surveys and a lot of statistics noted. Do you really know who lives in community? What is the average age? What are the different religions? All of these different criteria give us an idea and different values of what our community values. Take a deep dive and really look into your community. Another important thing to look at when we do think of our community of the future is what goes on in your community that we love. What seems to be very important for the community members? Are there festivals that are very important and bring a lot of people? How can we make the festival a little bit more durable and sustainable and climate change friendly? Always by keeping what we love. Keep in mind that making big changes doesn't necessarily removing everything that we love. It just makes us look at it a different way. Now, let's decompose our community profile. We'll find 6 different challenges from your community and really look at them in a different way. So what might seem as a problem to you might really be something really good for your community. For example, is there a paper pulp in your community that does have this strange smell? Okay, it does pollute. But does it also create jobs, employment? Who relies on that salary to feed their family? How could we innovate the paper pulp factory in a more innovative way so it pollutes less? Let's take a look at all these different challenges for your community. Now, the title of this session is empathy, but what is empathy?
What is empathy? We often hear about it being talked to as putting yourself in someone else's shoes. This is where we reflect on the community and the people for which we make. Who will be using our products, or why not? And what are the reasons for it? How can we make it genuine? As humans, we have the ability to feel, and we often forget that the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or touched. They must be felt with the heart. Empathy is part of the process where you ask yourself, what would it feel like to? What would it feel like to go in my home and not be able to use the stairs? How would I shower? How would I get to my room? My son broke his leg last year, and it made us rethink the whole way we designed our new home. We understand that he might never be on crutches again, but it made us understand some important features we needed to have in our new home. For example, some easy access to a bathroom or his bedroom without stairs, a shower with a seat and a detachable head. Simple things, but very important in the end. It's also important for us to go behind our assumptions. Yes, he can go up the stairs using his crutches, but what happens if he falls? He's already in a lot of pain. Empathy. It's where we look at something in different angles and we change our perceptions. It's also where we have to adapt our various realities to answer everybody's needs. Our call to make is often brought on by our empathy. Look at this ramp that my son made to help our little puppy get on the couch so she can play with us more.
Now, take out your student journal or take out your paper and look at the following day-to-day actions. What needs are being met with this action? And how can we continue to improve the way we meet them by taking in consideration climate action? Let's look at different things that you can do to really help climate action.
Hello? Hello, it's me again. Just catching up on these global goals. There's a lot you can do to help get the goals done if you get creative. But getting started can be hard. And we all need a little nudge sometimes. Especially when the problems can seem enormous from where you are standing. I'm here to nudge you. And funnily enough, the best place to start is right where you are standing, with the person you know best. You. Lots of things you do in your life have an effect on the goals. From what you buy, to what you eat, to how you treat other people. Even one little change will make a difference. And who knows? You might even start a chain reaction that ends up changing the whole world. So how do you decide what to do? First, spend a bit of time asking yourself some questions. What are you like as a person? What do you care about? What's really important to you? Start a list of things you care about and think about what you could change in your life that might help improve them. Maybe you love sea life or having clean water for you and your friends to swim in. So, if you refuse to use a plastic water bottle, straw or bag, you will stop them making their way into the sea when you throw them away. Or maybe you care about getting a good education in a school that feels safe. So if you make sure you treat everyone with kindness and respect their rights, then others will follow your lead and everyone will feel happy and ready to learn. Or maybe you're thinking about the environment and so you start eating less meat each week. If you eat meat at all, that is. Or maybe it's something completely different. Do some research and work out, what could it be? Don't forget to tell other people what you're going to do. And maybe they'll do the same. Suddenly, it's a movement. Then, go out into your community with the global goals in mind and discover how it could be better. Find out by looking around you and then looking some more. Ask people what they think. Talk to lots of different people so you get a range of answers. Ask everyone. Sometimes the quietest voices have the best ideas. And don't jump to conclusions or leap on your first idea. Thinking more will make your ideas even better. You could work with friends or family, as some things are difficult to do alone, and it's nice to have a team. Maybe your local park could do with a clean-up. Could you get some friends together to tackle it? Maybe there are people where you live who are hungry. Could you organise a food drive? Maybe there are places you and your friends avoid because you don't feel safe. How could you work together to change that? Or maybe it's something different. Do your research and work it out. Imagine what it would be like when it's done. Work backwards and think about all the changes that are needed. List all the people who need to be involved and get started. You'll find some things work and some don't. But it's good to keep trying. Once you've achieved something locally, you'll feel confident about thinking even bigger. The people in charge of running your country have a lot of decisions to make, so it's important we don't let them forget about the goals. If you show them how much you care, they will work harder to make them happen. Whether it's the environment, health, schools, or almost any issue you are passionate about, there is a goal, and someone in the government who should look after it. And don't forget businesses either. They have people in charge of sustainability too. Ask them what they're doing, tell them what you're doing. Maybe you can work together. You could even ask to meet them and start getting things done. And don't stop there. There's the whole world to think about. Let the United Nations know that you care about the goals. It will help them get all the countries in the world to work together more. The best way to make sure they pay attention is if you tell them how you got started and what you and your friends have achieved. You'll be giving them a real-life story to tell, and stories can be really persuasive. Now you know what you need to do to help. Take a deep breath, jump in, and show how much you care. I'm just saying.
So in today's lesson, we will take a pledge. We'll share a personal commitment on a pledge sheet. So there is attached to this lesson a pledge sheet that you can print or create your own. Post those in your class, in your room, in your house, on your fridge. That pledge then becomes the design iteration for your class project. Before we go, we'd like to leave you on this question also. Why does it seem so much harder for some people to take action for climate change? In today's exit slip, what goes on in your community that could be perceived differently if you looked at it only with a climate action perspective? So just put on your glasses of climate action. What can we do differently in one thing in your community? We hope to see you for lesson 3, where we will start defining our project. Always keep in mind that you can always find resources on our website at brilliantlabs.ca. Reach out at info@brilliantlabs.ca if you have any more questions. And we do hope to showcase your projects at this year's Maker Faire.